Now I want to say rest in peace to Lil Loaded.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are familiar. He was an artist out of Texas. He recently committed suicide after a breakup. Now, I didn't know too much about him, but I saw a Vlad interview, and I kind of read into, read between the lines. You know what I do. I watched this interview and I read between the lines, and I realized he's from a generation, not just like our generation with the missing dads, you know what I mean? But the pill popping generation, the trap rap generation.
Yeah.
And to see where his mind was going, how he was shutting out anything personal about him. But if you asked about his moms or his family members, it was like, I gotta provide. My brother got killed. Oh, my father's in jail.
Yeah.
You kind of get the responsibility that he felt.
Yeah, as a kid.
And you also kind of understand why he ran with gangs.
Yeah.
Because he was missing
looking for family.
That gang in the house.
Gang shit is solely looking for family.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now that he's passed away, unfortunately, I know personally that whatever label he was signed to is making a fortune.
Right.
Now, I asked this question to a lot of artists. Is that something that kind of kept you away from labels or kept you away from a certain type of music? Because
which part? The fact that the label can make money after you go, or?
No, just speaking from the perspective of an executive, or thinking from the perspective of an executive. The same way you said, people that don't understand.
Right.
They're in charge.
Right.
So they crunch the numbers and they figure out, yo, when an artist goes to jail, his numbers jump. When he comes home, his numbers jump.
Yep.
But when he dies,
super jump.
Skyrocket. Who said it? Was it Jada? Dead rappers get better promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about DMX.
Yep.
Listening to his album, The Letter to His Son.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about me using drugs, but I hope it taught you enough to not use the drug.
Right.
Crazy.
Well, we're talking about one of the greatest artists in hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
And he was surrounded by hundreds of people that knew what he was doing to himself.
And what he was dealing with before all that. Yeah. 100%.
That's the industry.
Because they don't care.
No, I'm not gonna say everybody don't care, because Russell Simmons did send him to rehab before he dropped his first album.
It's nasty. You got to remember, I was on Jive.
Right.
You know who was on Jive?
Talk to me.
R. Kelly. Nasty. Nasty. When I say nasty,
you just put a strong moment in the room right there, bro. That's real. You just put a strong moment in the room right there.
When I say
what was going on?
So he at that time.
Let me drink this.
Let me get a little refill. That's all right. Absolutely. I'm already literally empty, so I was going there anyway.
It's about to get deep.
I was going there.
So I did my deal in 2010.
Good. You need
At
more?
this point,
you got okay.
At this point, this is the album that Kelly had he had like the studs either on his glasses or on his hoodie. I don't know what that album is called.
There you go, brother.
The studs on the glasses
or the hoodie. It was one of his
one of the later joints.
It was before
It was after Chocolate Factory.
Yes,
it was like the Double Up shit.
It was before. It might have been Double Up.
Yes, yeah.
It was before Love Letter. That's all.
When he had the same girl shit with Usher and all that.
Yeah, it was around that time.
Same girl. Okay,
so
cool.
I was a fan. Listen. I gotta preface this. I was a huge R. Kelly fan.
We all was.
And shout out to Wayne Williams. Wayne Williams was R. Kelly's A&R. I would go see Wayne at least once every month. Just to get his because he's a DJ. So we have this DJ mixes, still on CD. It's 2010.
Right.
And he was the only one in the building who was vocally supportive of Robert. Everybody in the building had a story about Robert.
Wow.
And they all just buried it.
Wait.
And they buried it.
Wait. A story. When you say a story, I need you to be specific.
Like the story would be like, he would be around little girls. He would be, when he would go to cities, there would be a specific sect of girls, and that's what he was into. And they would bury this. And the reason why they would bury it, because he was bringing in so much money into the company.
Wow.
And
now I got daughters. And hearing stuff like that, it makes my finger go like this.
Right.
You gotta
hit different.
Yeah,
it's nasty work all across the board. I'm not co-signing none of that. I threw out all, when you go to a label, you have access to everything. You have access to all old CDs, old vinyls, remixes that they released that they probably only released in Kansas, or singles that they only released in China. You got access to, I took everything I could of Robert. And I just, after a while, when the shit started coming out, I threw everything away. Yeah. Because the stories that I heard then, it didn't resonate with me at that time. I'm still young. Even when we was, younger, like the tape was out, niggas didn't, Dave Chappelle making the jokes about it didn't register to me at that point.
Now hold on. Let me play devil's advocate.
Right, go ahead.
Do we hate his music now because of what he did?
He wrote a lot of that music based off of the experiences that he had.
Which is wild.
With the younger girls and groupies. All of that stuff is based off of, it's based off of what he was experiencing.
Yeah. Now, just getting deeper into this situation, I remember R. Kelly coming out on stage with a sign, 18 and older. You remember that?
I don't. That's crazy.
You don't remember that?
I don't
remember.
He came
out with a sign.
I believe it.
18
that's
and
crazy.
older.
Yeah.
But then I remember him being married to Leah, finding out her age.
Right.
All of that stuff was buried. There's multiple stories about that these employees that worked there that had, but people's lives and people had bills to pay. And sad to say, I can't judge how a person doesn't react to certain things, right? Like, because every day we experience possibly the same thing when we're in the car, and we might see a bum that's asking for money, or somebody that's not in that level. We may help one homeless man, but we're not gonna help every single homeless person that we come across.
Exactly.
So I can't judge these workers for not blowing the whistle on R. Kelly. I can't, because
but around the time too, people who was blowing the whistle was getting buried. Look at D. Barnes' situation and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean,
break that down.
What do people
break that down? D. Barnes.
Oh my God.
that's on you. You go ahead.
You know the Dr. Dre and D. Barnes shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When he beat her up or whatever, dragged her down the stairs and everything like that, and her career was a wrap after that. And now we just finding out through documentaries and shit like that the last couple years, and it's like, oh, that was fucked up, but there's been so much work since then.
But I think generations change, eras change. People look at certain things differently than
different culture now.
Just coming in from like the 60s, 70s, that type of thing was
normalized.
It was normal.
Yeah.
You could date. You could be 21 dating a 14-year-old.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's still legal.
Presidents.
It's still legal in some people, in some
doing
states.
shit like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
People who led cities and countries, and
But as time advanced, the only place you find this type of thing going on, like normally, it's like the Middle East or like a third world country.
There's some states that allow you to marry girls at 16 still.
Vegas. I remember, shout out to Jay Glaze. He got cursed out. He sent me a beat as a joke, and the hook was 16's legal in Nevada. 16's legal in Nevada. And I was like, yo, why the fuck would you send me this shit?
Yeah.
Yo, Glaze, what was on your mind, bro? You're bugging. but it really is. Yeah. So do people in Nevada still bump R. Kelly? Are they allowed? Like, how does it work? What are we judging his
you might have a
transgressions on?
I think you might have a lot of people who may not look at it as a big deal, but feel like well, if I'm known for bumping the music, then it looks like I'm openly co-signing it, so I can't bump the music, even if I normally would in the privacy of my home. You know what I mean? And obviously, I'm anti all that shit, but I think you have all that. You have people that are not bumping it because they're like, yo, this shit is fucked up. Then you have people that's like, I can't bump it because I don't want people to think that I'm fucked up. You know what I mean? Like there's all that. So, you know,
so
I don't know.
Is it a status thing?
Definitely status.
I ain't gonna lie. TP2 was like one of my favorite joints.
I mean, he got 1 billion records, man.
But now, if I hear
billion
shit,
jams.
He wrote a bunch of stuff that he didn't sing that we love.
I feel guilt.
Right.
Like,
I
can't. Should I do this in front of people?
I mean, I always see that question on social media, on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Who can beat R. Kelly in the verses?
Nobody. If we just saying music, take all the other awful, horrible shit out, just press play. Nobody.
Mike.
We got 1 billion records.
Maybe Mike.
But we got it right. It would be Mike or Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on top of that,
Stevie maybe too. That's it.
But I think as a culture and as a people, we got to be like, you know what? The music isn't enough. Fuck it.
So Gaddis, from a
we
female's
can't fuck with
perspective,
that. You know what I mean?
like, how do you feel about it?
I feel super fucked up because I'm from Chicago.
Right.
And he was like a hometown hero. Like when he dropped that TP2, he was on the south side in my hood with all the kids, if you look at the video, holding up the towels and giving them free t-shirts and stuff. So to hear these women come forward now and talk, and even his wife to say all these things about him, it's like,
it's rough, man.
It's not speculation no more. Like this stuff really happened.
Now, did you hear rumors when you were in Chicago at that time?
No, but what's crazy is that tape that we all saw, they were selling them like DVDs on the corner.
Crazy.
So you pulled up and they be like, I got the R. Kelly tape.
All over Brooklyn too. All the bootleggers
that's literally how we saw it.
The thing that disturbed me the most about that tape, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but the first 2 women were older women.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were grown.
And he wasn't performing well. If you know what I'm saying. You dig what I'm saying?
I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that.
If you ever saw the tape.
Right.
He wasn't performing well. There was a couple times he had to back up and, eat the bud and take a time out and try to make it happen.
Right.
But
they said, oh boy.
you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But when it got to
right, I know where you're going. Yeah,
that situation.
Yeah, it was like I feel you.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's horrid, man. That's horrid. You know, I mean, everybody saw it because everybody was just like, this ain't real.
This ain't real.
Everybody was like, nah. Like, I remember being in college and everybody was talking about, like, this ain't real.
This
like,
ain't
no way.
This
No
ain't
way.
right.
This ain't real.
Right.
And then you go to the barbershop or something and heads is like, yo, that's real?
I think, was he
like,
the first one? Like, was he the first?
Yeah, probably.
The first? No, he
Celebs,
wasn't.
well, we had Pamela
He
Anderson
was the
and all,
first
you know what I
in
mean?
the
Pamela
era.
Anderson, yeah.
That was like 97, 98.
Pamela Anderson, that's right.
He was
Tommy
the first
Lee.
in the era where people shunned it.
Right. Because of what was on it. It was like,
It was
yo,
a young
what's
girl.
going on?
Right.
Like, what's
So
going on?
Pam- so
This
Pam
is-
was
Pam and
first.
Tommy was first. And then
Yeah.
And then him.
Right. Damn, that's crazy.
That's wild. Okay.
Rob Lowe.
Oh yeah, that's Rob Lowe. That Rob Lowe. That
That's
Rob
right.
Lowe. Rob
See, I
Lowe.
didn't
That's
know
right.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
okay.
right.
I remember that. I remember
But
that.
it's just, it's horrid, man. It's horrid.
The sad thing about it is, it's like, okay, everybody fixated on R. Kelly. I know they condone anything you did.
You gotta talk up, bro, because you're not Mike.
Okay, but think about it, you gotta look at how deep it's always been in the industry. If you got a certain amount of status, think about who you performing to, where your shows are being done.
Yeah.
Look at what they're playing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just, okay, R. Kelly was the only one that was doing it.
Right.
You know, you got every cast of music, you got cast of TV, you
Mm-hmm.
know, all the stars. So like I said, it's a bigger problem than what
Right.
they want to fixate on. You know,
I feel you.
Robert became the poster child. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Especially after that special. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the situation has always been bad. I mean, if you look at all these child actors, they screwed up.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Fucked
they all
up.
been through the ringer, and they be first ones to tell you.
Yeah.
It's like going through a blender.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you think about it, because I remember being young, going to like girlfriends' houses and stuff. They would have posters of artists on their walls. I don't even know if people do this anymore.
They should,
I don't
because that
think
shit was
they even do
cool.
magazines anymore, to be honest.
Right. Because that shit was cool. Like, I had wild posters on my
Yeah, I
wall.
had
You know what I'm saying?
wild posters, bad ESPN
that
clip
shit was
outs
great.
and all that shit.
Yeah.
But they would have posters on the wall of artists that was definitely way older than them.
Yeah.
So like with this R. Kelly thing, was he just taking advantage of something that was already like?
Yo, you know what made it worse though, and I might say because I'm probably a little younger than y'all, besides you, but
You're not younger than me.
like I
Yeah.
I didn't even understand the extent to what R. Kelly did or his relationship with Aaliyah until the shit came out. It was like 2 years ago.
A lot of people didn't.
When they came out, I was like,
2 years ago. What do you mean?
when the
Documentary.
documentary came out.
In
They did a
2019.
documentary on it?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Surviving
Surviving
R. Kelly.
Oh.
The 6-episode
bro,
shit, yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, that stuff made me go like this, bro. I don't want to.
You blocked it
I
out.
don't wanna, you know what I mean?
You blocked
Like
it out,
that-
yeah.
I don't want to.
I feel like that's when people couldn't ignore it no more. That's
Right.
when it got real for a lot.
But I
of
think social media helped that too.
Yep.
There's a lot of
But
people.
it was a legal marriage.
Because he changed the name. He changed her birth certificate.
He changed her date.
Yeah, I
date
think
of
that's
birth.
what it was. I
How
think
was
that
that
was the
even
science
legal?
behind it. I think it was a lot of like, nah, she 18, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and
then,
the label knew about it too.
But because
All of
of
this
the
stuff.
documentary, he can't be on trial. Like, there's no fair trial.
Word?
Yeah, because all that documentary did is muddy up the trial.
So he hasn't been locked up this whole time?
No, he's
Nah,
not.
he in a
he's
joint.
locked up.
Yeah, he in a joint.
He's not even locked up.
He's not locked up for what happened on the documentary.
Documentary.
But
There
there
was
were
other shit they
more.
found.
found
They
the
were
shit in
they,
his
they
house.
found
Yeah,
more
yeah.
sex tapes.
Right. It was
Yeah.
other shit that
Yeah,
they
they raided
found.
his shit and he
they
had-
got him for that. He in a joint now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he in the joint for
He in a
more
joint.
sex tapes.
Yeah, I know that,
But
but
waiting trial.
Right.
Still waiting.
Right.
and I heard he got beat up a couple times in there.
As he should.
That's it?
Calm on,
Crazy,
nigga.
man.
He should get beat up for that shit.
We can't keep doing this R. Kelly thing. Man.
Yeah.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.